Hello and welcome. You are watching News9 Live. My name is Pankaj Mishra. With me is my colleague Varghese P. Abrahams, and today we are discussing Stalin versus Governor Ravi. That is something which has been playing out for quite some time, and amid the ongoing tussle between Tamil Nadu Governor and Ravi and MK Stalin led the state government, the government would pass a resolution in the state assembly on Monday, which is today, to urge the centre and president to give immediate appropriate instructions to the governor to approve the bills sent to him after being passed in the assembly. Earlier this month, Tamil Nadu Governor Ravi, while interacting with the civil services aspirants, explained the role of the governor in the constitution and said that he has the option to give assent or withhold the bill passed by the assembly, and added that the letter means the bill is dead. The governor said that withholding is a decent language used for the bill to get rejected. Joining us on the broadcast is Sriram Seshadri, political analyst, and obviously, as mentioned, Varghese stays with us here. Mr. Seshadri, let me begin with you first. So this whole tug of war between the chief minister and the governor, this is not new. We have seen this in other states as well. But why Tamil Nadu is standing out and becoming an example as of now? What is the hassle?
Good afternoon, Pankaj. I think Stalin wants to prove that he wants to have an upper hand over center, or he wants to show that he is a dictator, because he has called himself to be, don't make me to become a dictator. So that is what he is trying to do. Ever since DMK came to power, Mr. Stalin's administration flaws are coming out very frequently. So to divert the attention, he needs to take on the center, as well as he needs to take on the administration, and that's where the governor becomes an easy option, so that he can keep the public at imagination that he is trying to do whatever he had promised, but the central government or the governor is a stumbling block. Say, for example, Mr. Stalin, before coming to power, promised that the first decision would be to abolish need, knowing very well that he cannot do it without Supreme Court's consent. And even by passing a resolution, passing a law in the state assembly, it is still going to be struck down by the Supreme Court. And he had passed 12 resolutions to replace the governor with CM as the chancellor for the universities, which is against the UGC statute. So that is why governor had not given assent. Then he went about creating a statute to change the cooperative societies elected members, or elected members of the cooperative society at will, which is also against the statutes of governing the Cooperative Society Act, etc. So all these bills that are pending with today, I think 14 bills are pending with. I think the 15th one is the online rummy. Only place where I can probably in a way to express the emotion, knowing very well as an analyst, I can say that online rummy is causing havoc in the society and then several deaths. It is a personal choice one makes, though, but the state has a responsibility, wants to restrict it. A governor, knowing very well that the Supreme Court has ruled against banning anything of skill set. The rummy is a game of skill set, and betting is a game of skill set, or rather betting on the basis of the skill is still not prevented, and then Supreme Court has ruled in that manner. So governor is not able to accord approval to that. So knowing very well that Supreme Court will strike down, governor ideally should have gone and given a consent to that particular bill, because it has a larger repercussion on the society. So that's the only place where I will concur with the ruling government, that the governor could have taken the moral high ground and then say given assent, and then eventually it will be struck down by the Supreme Court. But as an analyst, I can say that, but a preserver of constitution may not be in a position to take that sort of emotional decision. I think that is why he is not giving consent or assent to those bills. So this is a topic where Mr. Stalin can kindle the public emotion and then fight against. And moreover, look at 14th of April is approaching, and Annamalai, the BJP state president, is going to come out with a list of corruption because he had promised over 2.2 lakh crore worth of illicit money that has been hoarded by the DMK ministers and DMK functionaries. So, in order to divert the attention, they are upping the ante against the governor so that the public mood will be channelized and then diverted towards this rather than any expose or any political statements made by Annamalai. So all these put together, I think they are upping the ante against the governor, and that is
Right.
what is the reason behind all these. But
Right.
what the governor said is a fact. He was talking to aspiring civil servants, and he was explaining the Article 200 of the Constitution. As a governor, what is the role for him when assembly passes a statute? As a
Right.
upkeeper of the Constitution, custodian of the Constitution, the governor has a role to check and balance, create a check and balance in the administration of the state. I think that is where he is playing this role, in my opinion, Pankaj, and that is the reason why there is a friction between the governor and the ruling government of DMK is coming to fray. In my opinion, this is not new, but the reasons behind why the timing of that is precisely to prevent any attention or by the masses or the people on the misgovernance and the list that is going to come out on April 14th, the Tamil New Year Day. I think all these is putting together. Mr. Stalin is creating some amount of diversion tactics, in my opinion.
Right. Mr. Seshadri, stay with us. Obviously, very vital points that Sriram Seshadri has made, Varghese, and obviously looking at it from the governor's point of view too. It's difficult to actually pinpoint at what point of time did the governor drop the ball, or is it a constitutional flaw, or for that matter, the state government is pressing hard on the governor. In your opinion, how do you see this whole episode folding out as of now?
Well, as of now, it looks like Stalin, as Seshadri was saying, had to take a stand against the center, look like championing the cause of Tamil Nadu. But over here, both of them are relying on technicalities within the constitution. Technically speaking, when the bill has been given for assent, now there is no question of how long a governor can sit on it and then return the bill.
Right.
So we don't know, that is not clearly defined. And if the bill is again second time adopted by the assembly after being returned and it is given back to them, the governor is bound to in fact pass it. But then there's the issue about this bill being given for the president's nod. And then the issue about bills that would become laws when it comes to the concurrent list. So all these technicalities is what the governors as well as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu's entire conflict is now based on. So right now what we are seeing over here is Stalin now going on an all-out war. NEET is a very emotional issue in Tamil Nadu.
Right.
We have seen suicides of students because of it. And when the anti-NEET bill was passed, it is also in abeyance right now. Now here the question is about withhold. When he has gone ahead and interpreted as probably these bills being dead, it is to say that the bills, or the 20 odd bills that are there with the governor, some of them might not see the light of day is what is being spoken about. So against this, we have the DMK coming out with its complete strength with that particular resolution. So this conflict between these two constitutional offices, that is the legislature as well as the governor's office, it's going to be played out. So the council of ministers and the governors probably going to go on this pitched battle for quite along these technical lines of the constitution.